I got a question though. If you meet a guy and he says, "No, you can't come to my crib," why is it there may be an issue or red flag?
You got a wife.
Well, I don't know. Let's start with Trevor. I don't know, Trevor, do you like? Let's start with a goddess time. Have you ever had that situation where a female didn't understand or could not respect your terms?
No, because I set the expectation. Because I mean, if she want to, I mean, honestly, if she want to come back, I mean, it's only you want to just hang or you simple as just want to have sex. I mean, women now are straightforward. I do agree with Tal that it is a double standard when we don't do that because all of a sudden we got somebody else at our house. That's what the assumption, the first thought is why I don't want you to come over. But maybe I'm just trying to respect you as a woman who I'm trying to date, that I don't want you to come back just yet because I know how I am and I'm just trying to avoid that and do the right thing.
Okay. Okay.
I gotta add to that too. I think we reached a certain point, like we know our intentions. You know, whether it's man or young man or young lady, I remember when even a couple years ago, you reach that point, you're dating, you come back to your house, you're before the Netflix and chill thing happened, and it's like one thing leads to another. So you can have that perspective where it's like, okay, I just want to chill, but then we also have our flesh. We also have that human lust. So when you actually are bringing someone back to your home, to me, I kind of feel like, what is the intentions? Are we wrong for going with the flow of things? Am I wrong for, making that move because the chemistry was just so right? Or am I even wrong for saying, no, you can't come to my house right now because I don't want to introduce, my kids to someone that's not taking it serious right now. And that's something that has been very important to me now as a father. Like, hey, I got kids. I'm not sure where I'm going. And I've been single in the past where I've had, I don't even know how to say it, but just platonic sexual encounters. It's like, okay, we knew what it was. It is what it is. And then as a man, I kind of feel like, when you meet someone that has substance, you're like, man, would I have sex with her? Yo, I would. But there's something about that woman that I want a little more from her, and that's something that I'm like, as a man, we battle all the time because you have to reach the point in your life where you're like, I don't just want the sexual aspect of it. I actually want a little bit more. And how do you separate that when it comes to the conversation of, hey, would you like to come over? Would you like coffee? Would you like to watch a movie? Because if a woman was to say it, I kind of feel like she's open-minded, like a woman controls the scenario at the end of the day. Like, so what y'all think about that?
As far as people coming over to the house, we actually had this conversation with Trevor's roommate. Like I told you, I'm more comfortable with people coming over to my house, but I do screen them. I just don't let random strangers come to my house. But it is where we have conversations, and I feel comfortable with you coming over. But Trevor's roommate explained to me, if you let a man come over so early, they kind of lose respect for you. And I was trying to say, trying to ask, like, how, if I'm not giving any indications that, I'm trying to sleep with you or anything like that, how are you losing respect for me? And he said it's about the boundaries, getting to know the person, setting guidelines where, okay, once we get to a certain level, then yeah, you could come over. So he told me personally, for him, if a woman let him come over to her house, he kind of lose respect for her, even though they may not have had sex, but he kind of, he was like, oh, well, she let me come over this early. What else can I do?
And that's the thing, as a man, I don't, personally, I just didn't agree with it, because if I have that connection with that person, if I'm truly, because I go based off of vibe, if I'm really vibing with that person, it don't matter the time frame. If you came the first night to the 90th day, it doesn't matter. If as long as I'm feeling you, that's what we're gonna go based off of. That's just me personally. I mean, some men are different, doesn't mean that they're wrong.
I the whole lose respect thing because she invites you over, you know, that's I mean that's very subjective because it's at different levels. You know what I'm saying? Of what you're looking at and what you know what the conversation is and the interaction is. All that stuff leads you to, you know, some people can be like this young lady Natasha says, hey, I don't mind you coming over. That doesn't make her loose. It doesn't make her, well, she's just, you're going to score the first night. That's just how she does things. I think the person and your interactions dictate what type of person is. I think that guy that you spoke to, he's used to dealing with chicks that's what the groove is. If that's the case, then that's what attracts him. So it's easy because I think that's pretty much put out there up front. Say, hey, you know, what's going on? And she's approaching him and she's saying, hey, you know, let's go back to my crib. Then he's like, okay, cool, because, you know, the second thing is he's thinking, okay, this group is going to happen. So he makes a move. He loses respect after he takes care of his business that he went for. But if she shuts it down and says, no, I want to sit down and chill, then I think he looks at, oh, I'm not interested because all of his other experiences led him to believe that when I get invited to her crib early, then I'm going to move. And that's not necessarily the case.
I do got a question.
Okay.
If you're inviting someone to your home, whether you're comfortable for, you know, the first time or whatever the situation is, what activities do you do to indicate that it's platonic or I like you, but I don't have sex, or we, you know, up and things in this nature? Because I think that's, I don't even know how to say it, but that draws because let's say as a single mom, you have your kids all the time and you get that one weekend and you talking to this guy for I don't know how long and you're like, yeah, you can come over my house. I got the kids free for this weekend. So that's the mom wrong for having sex with that guy on that first time because he brought it to your house? Or is that guy for actually engaging because she invited him to her home? The kids are gone, you know, whatever the situation is, how do you draw those lines? Because it's like, we want to have a good time. I'm feeling you, you know, let's play this, let's do that. But how do we separate those platonic values in a sense? So it's like, I still want to know that you're feeling me, I'm feeling you. Can we cuddle up and watch a movie? Is that okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're inviting someone to your home, I'm assuming there is some sort of mutual attraction.
You know, I don't have sex while my girls are here. Now the little one goes with her dad every other weekend. So those every other weekends is when I let loose and I have fun. Now we already at that point we already know what, hey, it's been a minute. I'm finna call so and so. And we gonna do what we gonna do. But that don't mean that it jumps off soon as that person walks through the door. We kind of set the standard. We set what's gonna go down. Either we got food, we got movies, we got drinks. Sit and talk and chill for a minute and then just let it flow. If it happens, then great. But sometimes it don't always happen. Just because they come over and we watch a movie, we could watch a whole entire movie and then be like, all right, you know, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So it just depends on the person in the situation that you're in that time. Because while I might have had a thought, well, when he get here, I'm going to play Mrs. Raper Girl. But then when as the night progresses, I'm being real. But as the night progresses and the conversation changes, then you kind of let go of some of those thoughts and you just let it, you know, let the situation happen. It's not wrong for a man to go over to a single lady's house and they sit and they chill, they do whatever. It's not wrong for a man to go to a woman's house that has kids. But when kids are involved, I would err on the side of caution because kids easily get attached. My daughters don't have any uncles. My daughters don't. No, sir. and I think that's just, you have to, as a woman inviting a man over to your house, you have to basically control the environment, if that makes sense.
Okay. Good point. Anybody else?
Yeah, I want to share on that. I think, I'm sorry, I know Natasha, you were next.
Me personally, when I have someone come over, I actually have a jar of questions on my coffee table.
Yes, she does.
I use that as an opportunity to get to know each other. There's, intimate questions. There's, kind of background information as far as how your childhood was, just all range of questions to get to know each other. But like Makia stated, you kind of, most of the time when someone comes over, you already have maybe a plan. Oh, I'm going to bring over wine. I'll, have food. We're going to watch a movie or whatever the case may be. I have Uno cards. I've had Nerf gun fights with people in the house. I have a variety of things that, to keep us occupied. So I think it's kind of established before they kind of come over. And if there is no plan, the woman, she kind of takes the lead. If she's inviting a person to her home, you have to, put in your mind, okay, well, what are we going to do? She's going to kind of take the lead on how the night's going to go if you're inviting someone over.
All right.
I agree with the ladies. I think the most important thing in any interview dating is transparency. The more that you're transparent with each other,
Mm-hmm.
the less red tape that you have to go through. I know you don't necessarily reveal everything right off the bat, normally, usually, but transparency, like Ms. Nikki was saying, these are things that are kind of discussed and you kind of know what's going on. And the more that you all talk about what the expectations are, what you're needing, what's going on, I think that cuts a lot of that stuff out when you're having a conversation. And I hate to tell guys, I tell guys all the time, be honest. Tell the truth. You'll be surprised how she will accept you telling the truth, but you won't be surprised when you're dishonest what comes behind dishonesty. So you tell it up front.
Yeah, for sure.
You get a better result.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else?
No, Tal's right. 110% on that too. Because you make everything so simple. We us men, we make it hard sometimes. We do. That's on us. And again, that comes with maturity and experience. So, it's really tough sometimes where we trying to not hurt someone's feelings in a sense, and we can't do that anymore because if we just, straightforward with it, we get more things accomplished. So the expectation is always going to be set for each other, but that's also what we need to do for each other as far as dating, or just even platonic, like my boy said. Even if it's just like that, just, hey, let me know what you want to do. We have to add all the extra things, or do you want the extra things? But just let me know so that I can get in a mental state of what I really want to do.
Got it.
Okay. So, but with that being said, because I have a few people that have a problem with a woman being upfront and honest. And some people have told me that they see it as you too aggressive. It's not aggression. It's just me being honest and telling you, hey, at this point in my life, I want X, X, next. I don't want to deal with the rest of it. But why do men see that as a sign of aggression or a sign of she too forward, she too this?
Well, that's that. To be honest, not to be, to downplay whoever that guy is, they weak. I'm sorry to say it. They just weak. If you can't handle a woman being direct, they're not for you ever. You know what I mean?
Amen. Let me get a swig to that, Trevor.
Just get a swig to that. You want
I like it.
I don't want no weak woman. I don't care in any form of it. I'm sorry to say it. If any man comes at you like that, Nikhil, that's not the man for you if he feels like you're too straightforward. When you're supposed to be the woman that's supposed to have the nurturing side and to have the emotion into it, I need you to be straightforward so I can understand what you need from me as a man.
Hey,
and to piggyback off of what the kid was saying, I think that is a big thing that we deal with as women when we are seeing somebody. I know what I'm opening myself up. I get to choose. Like for me, for instance, I've been single but unavailable for so many years. now that I'm ready to date, I don't need to waste a year trying to figure out if he really wanted a serious relationship, if he really wanted to marry me or marry me and my problems and my kids. I need to know, I need to be straightforward. If you don't have any kids or you don't know how to establish, other kids or not willing to accept what I already got going on, what I would have to absorb from your side of it, we don't even need to go on the second date or whatever. But it seems like, maybe not even on the first date, but on the second date or conversation, I need to know, so what are we doing right now? So it's my decision before we move on. Do I want to play around with you? Or are we just having conversation? As we're keeping each other company while we try to, find somebody or whatever. That is a big, big problem. And for some reason, I would say most of the men that I'm seeing or whatever, once I ask that question, it's almost like, they get offended because I'm asking that, but I don't need to exchange phone numbers with you. I don't need to inconvenience, give you my spare time. I'm on a mission. And if that's not what you're looking for, at least let it be my decision if I want to play and have, fill you in my space right now. That's just my opinion.
Can I share? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool deal. Hey, that's transparency right there up front. And I want to go back to what Nikki was saying. What Miss Nikki was saying about guys not being able to handle a strong woman. I agree with what my man Trevor was saying. Because men, there's so many women compared to men. There's like 7-1. So men, we normally lead with a certain type of persona. So we kind of lead you in that era, which is we try to control the situation with what we lead with. For example, money. If I got money, then I'm gonna play the money game, and she's sucked in with the money game. So I kind of lead what's going on. So she follows that trap. But with a woman that says money doesn't matter, looks doesn't matter, that car doesn't matter. You got a Lexus, that's fine. I got a car. This doesn't matter. Now you take it away. He doesn't have a trump card to play with. So now he's like, you're too aggressive or you too this, because what normally has worked does not work for her. So now it sends up a red flag because now I can't use that. It's different things I use to lure my prey. But if you take that away from me by saying, I'm good, oh, you're being this way or you're being that way, or up front, you're very assertive about this is what I expect, this is what I want, this is what I deal with, this is what I can't tolerate. And it's like, dang, because a lot of women, they don't come with that, because sometimes women come in looking for something, as men come in looking for something. As a female, when she looks for something, she's more docile, because if I think he's a baller and he can do these things for me, I'm going to play the game to get the rewards. Men do the same thing.
I don't know how much. I agree and I disagree, because I know I'm just meeting Nakia, but I know Natasha. We're pretty secure in our careers. My bills were paid before we went on this date. So you can't throw, and it's a perfect example because my sister went on a date today, and she, he pulled out a whole bunch of money. She was like, that doesn't impress me. Why would you want a woman that is only interested because you put out a wad of money? That's not me. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, okay, well, I'm tired of driving. You want to drive my car? Because he was driving a Corvette or whatever, a convertible top, whatever. So she was just like, I got a car. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't impress me. But I'm here for a conversation because I want to know who you are. I want to know how you handle your business. Well, how are you in your career? What can I learn from you, and what can you get from me? And also for you to learn everything. So I told her, I said, well, sound like to me that should be your first and your last date. Because if he didn't know how to engage you without putting up materialistic stuff, that ain't to do it for you.
But what I'm saying is that man feels comfortable doing that. You know why?
It's worked in the past. I agree with that.
Worked before.
That's why I told her it should be the first and the last.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, when things have worked before, men, you're saying like you and this young lady right here are different, but you're one of millions. You're few. You're very, very few. So there's other ones that's saying they're not thinking the way that you think, because their objective is different from what you're thinking.
Yeah.
They may be career people, but they still thinking about what can I get out of the deal. So guess what? When he shows a wad of money and I got a nice vehicle, then she's going to play on that. So they're going to play the back and forth game to see who can break or who can get something out of the other person without giving a thing.
Okay.
I think that's why I'm still single, because I'm not willing to play that game. I'm not willing to go back and forth. I mean, I'm already established, and in my mind, I would rather have somebody to come and add to,
Absolutely,
what I got going on and keep going. But I'm not finna downplay myself just to fit your thought of what I should be. I've worked too hard and worked too long to get where I'm at. I fought for this. You know what I mean? And it's hard. So a lot of you don't know. Like Tasha say, well, I've been in the military for 21 years. I'm retired now. And now I'm in the civilian workforce. So it's kind of hard to go out there and play around with women, because while I might not financially need you, I want somebody that I want, not that I have to need to be with me. I want somebody that I want to spend my time to be, to be my partner. I don't need anything, but there's a want there. And it's hard to navigate that right now. It's very, very hard.
Okay. So with that being said, I would like to thank everybody. Those who already knew, the new people I met tonight. I really enjoyed this conversation. I hope this is not our last. I would love to do this next Sunday. I feel like we touched on a lot of information that, from different perspectives. So we get an understanding, of how we deal with men and women and dating and meeting new people and everything. So from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate y'all letting me come into y'all homes and outside backyards and inside your car and bedrooms. And Trevor, you just a Mac Daddy with your peach Ciroc here, or peach, what is it, Hennessy?
Yeah, nah, you got the Crown Peach.
Crown Royal, I'm sorry. With your peach Crown Royal. I heard that's a hot commodity here in Jacksonville.
I'll definitely take a swig to that.
Take a swig. So, I do want to do this again. If everybody can go to Dating with a Twist, the page that's on Facebook. Hopefully by next Sunday, I can open it up where we can go live. So if we want to, hit me up, let me know, hey, are you guys interested in doing this again? I'll definitely send an invite. This was perfect. Hopefully all of us walk away with some takeaways from this conversation that can help us all. Trevor, I wish you the most. I'm so proud of you. I'm excited that, I need to be, if this thing goes well with your relationship, I need to be at the wedding. I'm just saying, because I feel like I'm responsible. And if it go wrong, it ain't my fault. I didn't do that. I ain't had to do with that. But I really appreciate, you guys let me take, an hour or two out of your time on a Sunday or whatever. So like the page, Dating with a Twist. This has been amazing. I love it. So we're going to end the meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.